crafters, welcome to my bedroom. That may be a little odd, probably is. So this week on Maymay Made It, I've decided to take you along as I redo my bedroom. And redo may be weird, I'm kind of just decorating my bedroom. To be honest, not a lot of decorating has gone on in this room. I'll give you a little background about that. Some of you may know that we had a house fire about 3 years ago. We've been in this house 2 Christmases since the fire. And it was difficult for us, and we did lose every single thing. Now, I say that to tell you that when you see the items in my room, they're going to look very new. That is because they are. And oddly enough, I'm a person who likes to kind of collect things, especially for my spaces and for my decorating. And so I haven't had a lot of time to collect for my room. And that is happening, and there is some things I've collected, and I'll tell you about where I've gotten some things and stuff like that as we get going. But it's been a process for me. A couple of reasons it's been a process. Number one is because this is going to be touchy, but when you lose the things you've collected for so long, the things that you've invested in and you saw it and fell in love with it and you have those things, when you lose those things, it's hard to start to replace them because you can't replace them. Make sense? If you've ever had a house fire, and I pray that none of you have, if you've ever experienced it, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you've ever had a tornado, if you've ever experienced loss of things, this is important, not people, just things. It's very different because sometimes you'll think that item is still in your home, but it's not. Like you've literally lost those things. So I sympathize with people who have gone through that. What you're going to see today in my room is the replacement furniture that we purchased 2 years ago when we moved back home. The way this works is like this. We lived in the home that burned for about 6 years before the house fire. And everything in that home we had kind of accumulated over time. Well, when you lose your items in a house fire and you have insurance that is replacement insurance, the money goes to replace the items you had to the closest dollar amount that you can. So for me, in the old house, I always call it the old house, in the old house, the items we had were about 6 years old. The reason for that is, when we sold the house we were living in and bought the old house, we took equity from our sale and decided to buy furniture for the house. We needed some new furniture. We have 4 boys and they were much younger then, so you can imagine how destroyed everything was. So the furniture I have was only about 6 years old, and to me that's not very old. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I buy things that are going to have to live for a long time. And my kids can kill stuff quick, okay? So that's kind of where we were there. So it was time to replace everything, and this is how it's just so weird. But anyway, in my bedroom, I had my very dream bedroom suit. I had purchased this. I looked everywhere to find it, and I loved it. So once the house burned and I had to replace the bedroom suit, I had to go on a search. I literally went to the very same furniture store that I bought it from years earlier and asked them if they had the same set. Well, unfortunately, it had been discontinued. And I'll tell you something about furniture. Everything is discontinued quick because styles change so much. So I wasn't able to buy anything exactly that I had before, which was really sad for me because I had worked so hard to get what I had. So all that being said, we ended up deciding on this bedroom suit, which you'll see in the video today, which I love. It's from Ashley, and I've had some people ask me about the furniture in my home that have come lately to see the house, since we moved back in. And all the Ashley furniture I bought is from the Ashley Millennium line. So this furniture you see today is from the Millennium line. Now this is not an Ashley sponsored video. I just want to tell you that because I've had some people say when I tell them I bought Ashley furniture, they're like, Ashley furniture is not so great. Well, the Millennium line is absolutely gorgeous and rich, thick, good furniture. And the furniture I had before was Millennium furniture from Ashley, and it had just lasted forever, and that's why I wanted it. So all that backstory, which you probably don't care anything about, but I think it's important to tell you that because I don't want you to go, oh, she just got a whole bunch of new furniture and she just wants to show it off. That's not the case. I will tell you unequivocally, with everything that is in me, if I could trade every bit of this stuff back in and get everything I had before back, I would do it. And anyone who knows me would tell you that's the case because I would trade this beautiful bed for family photos and for, baby blankets and first outfits and teeth because little children lose their teeth and, the tooth fairy had those. That sounds weird. But anyway, it's true. So there you go. That's where we are. And lastly, I want to say this. I don't want anybody to think that this is something that I'm doing just to show, oh, we have so much money. That is not the case. My husband works on 100% commission. He does not get a salary. He has sold insurance for 30 years. That's what he does. And he does not have an office that he goes to where people come to him. He actually goes and knocks doors and opens cases, and that's what he does. He has to make it happen. So our income is limited at best. And here's why I say that to you. My style before the fire was find it on the cheap, redo it, and put it in your home. And I think that's why it was so difficult for me when it was time to replace everything, because I had to do it instantly. I couldn't go to thrift stores and fall in love with that, quirky piece of furniture, or I didn't have time for that. So in my bedroom, I really let that happen. In the bedroom, I was like, you know what? I don't have to do it right away. I can let it just be there, and as long as there's a place for us to sleep and have our clothes and things, I can wait. So that's really what I've done. I've tried to wait until I could really find something that I wanted to put into my room. All that being said, it's just a whole bunch of stuff to tell you. I'm really grateful that you're going to come along with me on this trip this week. We're going to do things like curtains. We're going to look at some bed pillows. We're going to do something cool to my Canopy bed I have in mind. We'll see how that works out. We're going to work on, I'm having to think of everything in my head. I've got some wall hangings I want to do, some canvases. We have a lot to do this week, so I want us to get started and have a lot of fun. So here goes the tour of the room to show you the blank canvas we're going to start with. And once we get through with the blank canvas, we'll do another tour and we'll look at how much work we've done and what we have accomplished. The other thing I want to do for you this week is this. I want to tell you if I have purchased an item, how much it is and where I got it, and if it's something from my stash. I want you to be able to see that if you play your stash right and you purchase things when you see them and you know there's something you can use in the future, even if you can't use it right away, if you build your stash up right, you can do this kind of project pretty affordable. So anyway, let's get started. Okay guys, so this is the bedroom. Now I know the windows are making it really bright, and I'm sorry, but if I don't have them open, it's really dark. So it's, what we have to deal with today. So this, when you walk in the door, that's where I'm standing, is right where you walk into the bedroom door. And this is the view that you see from the corner of the room. This is the TV, and this is my dresser. And I will head over here. You can see that it's kind of a mahogany brown, kind of a really, really dark brown. I originally wanted black. That's what I had before. And so this is what we went with. This is Ashley furniture, if you're wondering. And there's all of my decorations on the top. Nothing. Very bare. Look at the walls. I have plans for the walls, but they're so bare right now. And this, look, nothing hanging there. It's so sad. I want to turn the other way so we don't get into the light. Now this is my husband's dresser, and this is where he keeps, all his goodies. But it again is part of this set. It's kind of that dark brown, not black, which I did want, but it still works really well. And if you notice, I have a couple of things on this dresser. Here I have these little boxes which come from, I'll show you because I noticed a while ago. This is from Ross. This one was $6.99 on the bottom, and I think the top one was $4.99. So we picked these up because I love these little books. And then this is a set that actually my husband got for me. I know that sounds crazy, but bless his heart, he was trying to make me feel at home again and make me feel like, things are getting back to normal. And he knows how much I love zebra. And so Hobby Lobby was having a big clearance sale. And the first thing he got me, or the first thing he saw that sparked this, was this. Because it's kind of like bringing us home. So this was really sweet of him. That's from Hobby Lobby. And then these candles are also from Hobby Lobby. These are battery operated. And then the candlesticks. So that's kind of the only decoration I have there. I do have here a little trunk that's zebra and a trash can that's zebra, just kind of sitting there because they're just waiting to be redone. And then on this side of the bed, you'll see this is Vince's nightstand. Now that's a CPAP machine, and it has to stay there because he sleeps with it every night. And so, you still have to live in your house, so some things are just going to be there. This is our bed, and it's very plain. Now, you may notice that some of my pillows are missing, and that's on purpose. I took them out for the purpose of this video because what I thought I would do is bring them back kind of in order so everything makes sense. But if you want to know how I made the pillows that you will see eventually in this tour, they will be linked in this playlist because I'm going to turn this whole series into a playlist, so those videos will be there. These lamps. I purchased those at Hobby Lobby on a clearance sale. I got a really good deal on them, and I really liked them. And they weren't for this room. They were actually for my dining room. And I liked them in the dining room. But at Christmas, we moved them because they were a little bit big and in the way. And so they came in here, and I was kind of like, I kind of like those. but I'm not 100% sure. And Vince and I were talking this morning, and I'm like, I don't know about keeping these, and so we'll see if these stay or not. Maybe they will. Now I want to point out the canopy. I have some plans for the canopy using burlap. I have been doing a lot of research on canopy beds, so we'll see where that ends up. Not exactly sure, but I do know it'll be done with burlap. And now we'll go to the other side of the room. Now this is my nightside table, and it looks just like Vince's. I have a lamp, and then I just have some of my devotions. This is my Jesus Calling book and my Bible there. And then I want to show you, I think this is super cool. My mother bought this for me, and it's little notes, and it has a pen that actually sticks into the paper. Check this out. There's holes in the paper and holes in the pen. I love that because how many of us dream something at night and can't remember it the next day? And this way I just lean over and make notes. So that's super cool. So there's this side. Then down here I just have some more of those little trunks just kind of sitting there waiting to be put where they're going to go. And my favorite thing in the room are these. These are some zebra chairs that I purchased at Stein Mart. And get ready for this. They were $25 for the set. They were on clearance. They were like the last two left. I fell in love with them. I had to have them. I mean, how could I leave them for $25 for the set, right? Because they were like $100 a piece originally. So fell in love with those and bought those, and look how plain. Everything is just so, look, nothing on the walls. Just plain and boring. I do have this ceiling fan. Now this one thing I do have on the wall, which is hard to show you because of the window, so I'm going to get in kind of close to show you because of the glare. This is actually a picture from Kirkland's. And we saw this when we were first moving back home, and I knew I wanted zebra in my room because everybody knows that's my favorite, and it was on clearance, big time clearance. I think it was marked down to like $40 from like $300. I'm not even kidding about that. So I purchased that because I knew I'd want it, and that's just hanging there. So we got a lot of stuff to do, guys. We got a lot of wall space to fill. We got bedding to do, pillows, knickknacks for the tables, lots of different little things to do, including curtains. I want to do some curtains, and I'm going to be using some burlap to do that. So there's the room tour, and that tells you, oh, and this is the door. This is where I was standing when we first came in. So this is me standing on the opposite side of where I was when we first started. Oh, I want to show you this too. This pile here is actually some stuff I bought to hang on the wall that I haven't hung yet, and I put it in here as we get started. I just kind of sat it over there out of the way, and so we'll probably be using those as well. So there you go. That's the room, the whole thing. And together we will work this thing out, right? The bedding, if you're interested, I purchased the white bedding at Home Goods, and it was on sale for like $25, actually just the white bedspread. And then the pillowcases, the pillow shams, came from Dillard's Home Store. We have a clearance outlet here in Alabama for Dillard's, and that's where I got those. And so they were like, I'm not even joking, they were $3 a piece because I happened to go in there on a Sunday when they were having pillowcase and pillow sham clearance, and it was $3 no matter which one you got. And the front two are Ralph Lauren velvet pillowcases, and the top two, the what do you call those? The Euro shams are Liz Claiborne Home, maybe? I mean, very, very nice, and they were $3 a piece. I could not walk out of the store without that, right? So those were investment pieces. And I also bought plain color so I could put them with whatever I decided to do. All right, guys, let me know if you're excited, and we're going to get started. And so this week we will be making all kinds of things. Look. This week we'll be making all kinds of things to redo this room. So thanks for coming along with me.